Well, tonight at 7, right here on WITN, the ECU basketball team will be back in action hosting Liberty. WITN's Trey Jones is in Greenville for the call of tonight's game and has a preview of the Pirates and the Flames. Trey?
Well, Ray, tonight Liberty does come in to take on ECU, a team that you really never know which Pirate team is going to show up tonight at 7 o'clock. I'll be on the color and the play-by-play man, of course, the voice of the Pirates, hoping to paint this one purple with Jeff Charles. And Jeff, you've seen a lot more of this team than most people, being on the road with them, and it really is kind of a question which team is going to show up from night to night. The other night at JMU, a 30-point win, and then here the other night against William and Mary, not so great an effort. So they're kind of up and down this year.
Trey, there's no doubt about it. It's been a Jekyll and Hyde kind of ball club this year for the Pirates. They're hoping the James Madison East Carolina Pirates come out here tonight to take on Liberty. Very important ball game because there is a stretch now of home games coming up for ECU. They've got to make some hay. They've got to put some wins on the board.
This also wouldn't be a bad time right in the middle of the conference schedule to go ahead and pick up a win as you head into the meat of the CAA season. Now we talk about Liberty, and here's a team that you really don't want to overlook because that's what the University of Virginia did 2 games ago, and Liberty pulled off a huge upset up there at Charlottesville.
Trey, that was just a shocker in the college basketball world. 69-64. Liberty wins by 5 points in Charlottesville at University Hall. First time UVA had lost to an in-state opponent at home in over 40 ball games. So it was a huge win, and it just proves that this Liberty Ball Club can come out and play some outstanding basketball, and the Pirates will have to be ready for him tonight.
Right, and I'm sure Joe Dooley has got him ready, especially after seeing what they did up in Charlottesville. Very impressive. Jeff and I on the call tonight. We'll see you back here at 7 o'clock for Pirate basketball on WITN. Ray?
All right, thanks, Trey.
Flames come to Greenville tonight, led by their senior backcourt duo of Larry Jackson, averaging 13 points per game, and Bangor Maine's Mark Reed, a prolific three-point shooter. Fiery Pirate coach Joe Dooley counters with senior guard Tony Parham coming off a 16-point performance, and forward Raphael Edwards, ECU's leading scorer and rebounder. The Pirates and Flames are coming up next.
WITN's coverage of East Carolina University basketball is brought to you by your local Coca-Cola bottler. Enjoy the true Down East refreshment of Coca-Cola. And by your Eastern Carolina trademarks, the stop where convenience starts.
Welcome to Williams Arena, Minges Coliseum in Greenville for tonight's non-conference game as the Liberty Flames are in town to take on the East Carolina Pirates. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jeff Charles, working alongside Trey Jones, our first of 4 WITN Channel 7 telecasts this year. And Trey, for the Pirates, they really need to get back on the winning track.
Well, they have struggled so far in the conference schedule. Here's a non-conference game, a chance for Joe Dooley to maybe make some adjustments and see what works with his team and trying to get them back on the express track, I guess, for the rest of the conference schedule.
Trey, let's take a look at the key players in the ball game. First of all, tonight for Liberty, they're led by Larry Jackson. He's their best all-around player.
Yeah, and he's the guy who also had 23 points up in the win at Virginia just about a week ago, so very dangerous in the offensive end.
And Mark Reed, as we mentioned, he is an outstanding three-point shooter.
And Randy Dutton likes him because he's his captain, experience. He's a leader on the court, and as you said, he's deadly from outside.
And as far as the Pirates are concerned, Tony Parham coming off a fine performance in the second half against William and Mary.
And Tony, a 4-year starter now in his senior season. He's a guy that shows some leadership to some of the more inexperienced Pirates. He's also not only a good assist man, but also good with the jump shot.
And the guy who's the man this year for the Pirates has to be Raphael Edwards, the leading scorer in rebound.
Well, and coming into the season, Jeff, all CAA, and so far Raphael has not disappointed anyone along those lines.
Let's take a look now at the keys in the ball game. First of all, as far as Liberty is concerned, they like to run that patterned offense, and Trey, for them to be successful, they've got to execute.
They've got to execute, make the correct passes. They want to get it in Mark Reed's hands, let him throw up the three-pointer, and if not, kick it inside.
And they also like to change their defenses at the defensive end. The Pirates need to control the inside. They think they have an advantage there. And also, we talked about these outstanding guards for Liberty. They've got to step up and play some D.
Well, and also on the guard play side for the Pirates, Othello Meadows has been playing a lot of minutes and been putting up some pretty good numbers for Joe Dooley. Tony Parham, Aliko Dunk, a big part of the Pirate offense.
Well, the Pirates really need to come up with a victory here tonight, get back on the winning track with a number of home games coming up before they get back to CAA Wars on Saturday. Stay tuned. Starting lineups and tip-off coming up right after this timeout. Welcome back to Williams Arena, Minges Coliseum. The Pirates and the Flames here tonight in Greenville. East Carolina comes in at 5-8. Liberty at 4-9. Let's give you the starting lineups. First of all, for Liberty, Reed and Sorensen will start at the forward spots. Jeremy Day at 6'9" inside. Nick Wright, a very talented freshman, and the leader of this ball club is Larry Jackson. He'll wear number 4 and play at a guard spot tonight for Randy Dunton's ball club. For the Pirates tonight, East Carolina with a new starting lineup. I have to make some changes in this lineup. Aliko Dunk is going to start at one of the guard spots. He'll be there along with Garrett Blackwelder, who could get a start tonight instead of Tony Barham. Also for the Pirates up front, it'll be Raphael Edwards, Stephen Branch, and Vincent Sharp will start tonight, a freshman out of Durham. So Joe Dooley, right before the tip-off of the game, changes his starting lineup. And we'll see how this combination will do. The Pirates are in the all-purple tonight, and Liberty is in the home white. There's a story behind that. Liberty had some of their uniforms stolen in a trip coming back from Texas, so they've been playing in their home uniforms the entire season, and when they come into an opposing arena, the home team is wearing the road uniforms. And Trey, right off the bat, we've got a whistle here.
Well, also with those white uniforms, an important stat to remember in this game, they are 3-7 in their white uniforms. We know how important that really is. It's the one I've dug up. I'm very proud of that one. I want you to know, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll have a big factor in the ball game here tonight. Liberty looks to inbound the ball and make a bad pass, and Aliko Dunk runs it down for the Pirates. Aliko did not play well on Saturday. He's looking to play better here tonight. The junior out of Aiden-Grifton, transfer from Tennessee. Here's Blackwelder getting a start and shooting a 3, and he hits it.
Well, as Joe Dooley's shoes, when you shake up the lineup like that, you really want to see somebody respond, and Garrett Blackwelder did right there.
That's the 13th 3 of the year for Garrett. He is a 38%er from three-point range. The Pirates off to a positive start here tonight with a 3-0 lead.
Well, as you well know, Jeff, the start has been the problem for ECU. Falling behind early in the games has really been kind of the kiss of death for ECU. And in shaking up the lineup, Joe Dooley sent a message to his original starters. You guys need to get the job done, or you may be coming off the bench for a while. And also giving these other guys a chance to show what they can do in the starting lineup.
Liberty will be very patient working their half-court offense, as you can see. There's the fade off the baseline. It wouldn't go down. And the rebound cleared by the Pirates. And here comes East Carolina with a 3-0 lead. Ball stolen away. This is Reed on the steal. He's got Wright with him all the way to the basket. Missed the easy one, and the rebound cleared by the Pirates. Vinny Sharp.
A lot of energy from both teams early on, Jeff, and what that usually means is some sloppy play, especially with lesser experienced players, and we're seeing that right now.
Pirates now look to run the half-court offense. Stephen Branch at 6'7", playing in the post, and there's Edwards off the baseline, gets it to go.
Raphael Edwards, the leading scorer this year for ECU, all CAA preseason, and so far this year, Jeff, has not disappointed one bit.
Nope, 17 points and 7 rebounds coming into the ball game. Pirates have an early 5-0 lead. A good positive start for Joe Dooley's ball club here tonight against Liberty.
You talked about the pattern offense that Liberty is going to run, and here's one of the main guys they're going to get it to is Larry Jackson. So he pops the jumper right there, but misses. He and Reed are the two guys really to watch for the Flames.
And Jackson runs into Garrett Blackwelder, and he'll pick up the foul. This Jackson kid's the real deal. He's 6'1", 185, a senior out of Carrollton, Texas. He had 23 points against Virginia in that 5-point win that the Flames had in Charlottesville last Wednesday, 1 week ago. They went to Charlottesville and beat the ACC Virginia Cavaliers.
Well, you take a look at their record, 4-9 right now, and you could kind of, a lot of people would throw that out the window because you see that one win against Virginia. That kind of takes care of a lot of doubts about them. Of course, Norman Nolan and the Cavs, a lot of the players said, well, we just kind of overlooked them and paid the price, but you can't afford to overlook them if you're ECU.
Here's Vinny Sharp going to the baseline. He's calling for the charging violation, the first on the freshman out of Durham Hillside.
Pirate season so far, Jeff, really been one of streaks. 3 losses to start off, and then 4 wins, and then 4 losses. Consistency has really been a problem, and you've been with this team on the road, and you've seen that up close and personal, and especially the first couple of games in the conference schedule. At American, not a pretty sight the way they played up there, but hopefully a non-conference game tonight, and Joe Dooley shaking up the lineup, we'll see a change.
Liberty's had the same kind of year, a lot of streaks and runs. They lost 8 in a row, then they won 3 in a row. They've won 3 now of their last 4. They got beat by Asheville on Monday night. Out of the corner, there's the jumper, and it's good by Nick Wright. He hits the 3.
The Flames are finally on the board. Jeff Meyer was the coach for Liberty for since 1980. Took the program from NAIA to Division I, and he left right before the beginning of the season. And his assistant is now taken over, Randy Dunton, and he's the head man for Liberty.
Yeah, Randy's got the interim tag, too, to that head coaching position. He's hoping to get the head job. He's been with the program for 8 years, now in his 9th season. Here's Garrett Blackwelder working it to the corner and can't find anybody open, so shoot it. Good decision because it goes in.
Hey, Garrett's off to a nice start. He had that three-pointer, the first points of the game for ECU, and there's a nice jumper for him.
Pirates lead 7-3, and the Flames now bring it up. Wide open jumper, rims out by Reed. He usually hits that one, and Raphael Edwards gets the rebound.
Jeff, too, I think by shaking up this lineup, we see Dink Peters at the scorer's table ready to come in. You keep him from picking up any cheap fouls early, which at times he has been prone to do. And that's a lot of meat to bring off the bench if you're Joe Dooley, too, to throw at the Flames.
Sharp gives it up to Stephen Branch, and now back to Raphael. Dumps it down low. Sharp with the catch. No good. Tipped by Branch. He's got good hops off the floor. This time it won't go down, but Stephen is the best, most explosive jumper off the floor for the Pirates. You can see why right there.
Well, just athleticism. And you know he's just going to keep getting better and better, a young guy like that. And Joe Dooley knew that when he recruited him. You trade off some inexperience for athleticism, and he's just going to keep getting better and better as the games go on.
A foul went against Liberty. And Eric Sorensen will pick it up, the 6'6 senior, his first. And there's a good look at Stephen Branch for the Pirates, the 6'7", 225-pound freshman out of Newark, New Jersey. Played at the same high school as did Pirate head coach Joe Dooley at St. Benedict's in New Jersey.
I think they call that an inside track to a recruit there, Jeff.
I think Joe had a leg up on that one.
Pirates wearing Petey on their uniforms. Of course, the new logo you can see at center court. Petey's bigger brother, I guess it's been characterized. But I guess the ladies had the one of the new word logos on their uniform. The Pirates don't have Petey on their shorts, you may have noticed.
Second free throw bangs out of bounds. There's Randy Dunton off the Liberty bench. You can see the Liberty head coach not too happy with the call. And we've got a timeout call. So the Pirates off to a good start here tonight at Williams Arena, Minges Coliseum. 15:53 to go. Pirates lead 8-3. We're in the first half. East Carolina off to a 5-point lead in the early going. They lead the Liberty Flames 8-3. This is the battle tonight of a CAA program, East Carolina against a Big South program, Liberty. And Trey Jones, Liberty's been a real factor in the Big South of late, haven't they?
Well, they've been in the title game the past 3 of the past 4 years, and under former head coach Jeff Meyer, they just could never get over the hump. But as you said, they've averaged about 20, they had 28 wins, I think, last year. This has been a program that's had a lot of success, and this is really kind of an aberration for them to start their off to this season.
The big fella's in. Dink Peters, he handles it inside and hands it to J.J. McQueen. J.J. off the ECU football team, now a basketball player. Blackwelder works it outside, and now they look to go inside to Dink. And the big fella is wheeling and dealing on the baseline. Got it back, and one big dribble and going up strong.
Well, there's not a whole lot that Jeremy Day is going to be able to do against Dink Peters. They list Jeremy Day at 210, and Dink is somewhere up around 260, 270, and that's just a matter of physics. It's not going to work out in the Flames' favor.
We've got a hold inside. Foul on East Carolina. J.J. McQueen, the East Carolina football player out of High Point.
Similar situation last year, I guess, or at least a football player. I guess Troy Smith was on the team for part of last year. Joe Dooley going back to Steve Logan's program for another player this season.
JJ's made a contribution, too, off the bench. Here's Reed with the three, and he hits it. And Meadows knocks him down, and Mark Reed gets his 25th three of the year. He's a 34%er from three-point range, and the Flames have put a couple of threes on the board. They still trail by 4.
We talked about that to the keys to the game, Jeff, and you mentioned that you got to keep Reed from getting hot from outside because he will burn you from downtown.
Trying to work the ball inside to Dink again, and we've got a reach and a hold inside against Liberty, and Flames will pick it up. Jay Boykin, who is only 6'5" and 195. That's even more of a mismatch, trying to guard the big fella inside. Pirates feel they have the advantage. We talked about it in our open tonight. They want to go inside against Liberty. I think they've got the advantage in the muscle with Dink and Raphael Edwards.
Well, you keep going there, Jeff, until Liberty proves they could do something to stop Dink.
Both of these teams like to play a very patterned style, Trey. I think they're both going to work that shot clock down here tonight. There's a jumper out of the corner. There's Dink inside after the miss by Morrissey, and the rebound to Liberty, and here come the Flames.
And he will most of the time convert on offensive rebounds like that.
Jackson down low. Day's got it. Back to Jackson. They worked the two-man game. He's going to go up on the big fella and miss the shot.
I don't think Day's going to get too many opportunities like that. A good look at the basket. He's going to have to convert when he does get a chance like that.
Got a 1st and 10 coming up right at the free throw line. A couple of Pirates down there, and the foul will go against Larry Morrissey, the freshman out of Fayetteville in 71st High School. That's his first, and looks like Larry's a little bit shaken up.
And Joe Dooley, training staff out there to take a look at Larry. I couldn't see exactly what happened to him, but you're right, it was kind of a scrum down there, a collision of bodies, and we'll wait and see how he is.
I think somebody maybe rolled his ankle over. Maybe, hopefully it's not his knee. It looks like they're taking a look at his left ankle. There's Jim Bazluki. And Jim has been a very busy guy around the East Carolina Pirate basketball program this year.
See if we can see what did happen to Larry there. Well, and you got Dink Peters coming down at his ankle, and that can't be a problem, of course. Dink had to go down somewhere. Unfortunately, it was on Larry's ankle, and he's going to walk off, and we'll see just how much that affects him.
Problem with Dink, he's putting all the Pirates out. He put Quincy Hall out yesterday in practice. Quincy's the redshirt freshman, the 7-footer who is not playing this year, and he fell on him. Quincy ended up with 12 stitches in his chin and 4 of his teeth chipped. Trey, you were kind when you said he's about 260 or 270 as well.
They're going to build an episode of VR around Dink before long if he keeps that up.
They inbound the ball, and out of the corner, there's a jumper off the baseline by Larry Jackson.
And there's Randy Dutton, too, taking the opportunity there with the injury to set up a nice inbound play, and it worked to perfection there.
Laco Dunk will bring it into the forecourt.
Liberty had problems getting on the board. ECU is off to a 5-0 lead, and now it's just a 2-point lead.
Blackwelder missed a shot off the heel, and the Flames are looking to run. Pirates have a 2-point lead. We're in the first half. Reed had to drop it off, and going to the baseline, we've got a charge on Jay Boykin, his second foul. There's a good look at J.J. McQueen, number 31. Steve Logan's football team, an H-back on the football team last year. And J.J. joined the basketball team in December. He had 3 points and a three-pointer at American on this road trip about a week ago.
He's a very well put together young man, too. And, you know, coming right out of football, he's going to be in excellent shape out of Steve Logan's program.
Here's a Laco Dunk now, bringing it into the forecourt, and he looks to set it up to Blackwelder. Nato for the three. Nato's missed it, and the Flames rebounded, and a chance for Liberty to tie or go ahead with a three-pointer. Here's Nick Wright. Good-looking young player out of Texas. Boykin gets it off. There is Wright. Working the glass. Back to Jackson. Now to Reed. Fresh 35. They work back inside. We got a foul on the Pirates.
They're going to call Othello Meadows on the hack right there, but he did a nice job coming all the way across the lane to try to block the big man. I guess that was Hopkins on the shot there because the back door was wide open. The Pirate defense kind of sleeping on that one. We've seen a couple times now, Jeff, the Flames driving inside and then kicking it back out, and that's something that Randy Dutton likes to see because it opens up the outside shot for some of his three-point shooters.
Good look at Adam Hopkins. He is the tallest of the Flames at 6'10", 240. He's out of Lithia Springs, Georgia, averaging 7.4 a game and 3.8 rebounds, a junior, and he transferred to Liberty from Auburn. He started his career at Auburn in the SEC.
Hopkins at 240. Liberty does have some size, height-wise, but as far as the weight goes, banging inside with Dink Peters, no one's going to win the sumo wrestling contest with him on those lines.
Adam Hopkins hits a couple of free throws, and Liberty has come back to tie. We're tied at 10. So again, the Pirates get off to a good start. They've hit a little lull again. But they've got Edwards and Peters in there together. They usually score when that lineup's in there. There's the tip, no good after the miss.
Sharp doing a nice job in the offensive glass, giving the Pirates another possession here.
There's a big fella going up, and he lays it in. Dink's got a couple of hoops. Pirates lead 12-10. Liberty looks to attack, and there is a traveling violation against Nick Wright.
Yeah,
Give it right back to
I don't think
ECU.
Nick knew exactly what he wanted to do with that. Another situation where he could kick it out, but he did drag that pivot foot, and he got nailed for it.
Alico Dunk will forecourt out of Aiden Grifton. There's a good look at Alico in his junior season, averaging 5.2 a game. He was the Greenville Daily Reflector High School Player of the Year.
Another former SEC player.
There's a jumper from 3, just rimmed out by Vinny Sharp, and Liberty looks to forecourt the basketball. Here's Mark Reed. Played for his dad in high school. And Jackson with a three-pointer, and he'll hit it.
We're talking about Larry Jackson and how dangerous he is. 23 points against Virginia. And right now, Joe Dooley not happy, and he wants to talk over how they're going to handle him on defense.
11:36 to go. We're in the first half, and Liberty leads by 1, 13-12 over East Carolina. That 3 by Larry Jackson. He needs only 18, Trey, to become Liberty's all-time three-point leader. This guy's had a heck of a career for the Flames.
He was the guy that was recruited by Jeff Meyer, the former head coach that we talked about that had been with Liberty since 1980. Liberty, of course, in Lynchburg, Virginia. You mentioned out of the Big South, and if folks aren't familiar with that, Winthrop is in the Big South. Also schools like Charleston Southern, Coastal Carolina, Radford, UNC Asheville, and Maryland, Baltimore County. So some names that Pirate fans are familiar with.
And, of course, Liberty was founded by Dr. Jerry Falwell. And he has really put that school on the map. They've had some outstanding football teams at the 1AA level. They've really done a great job at building facilities. Their basketball arena, the Vine Center, seats 9,000. Dink Peters will kick it to the corner. Here's Vinny Sharp, gives it up to Meadows. Open for the 3. Nope. And Liberty's got the rebound, and here comes Larry Jackson.
They don't miss that one badly off the back of the rim.
Yeah, that wasn't even close, and he's a 54%er from three-point range. He's having a terrific year shooting the ball from 3. Liberty with a chance now to add to the lead.
ECU in that zone really making it tough for Liberty to get a good look at the basket.
This is Jackson, and
I think O got a little bit of that.
Piece didn't. Pirates will bring it quickly into the forecourt now with a chance to take the lead. Edwards to Peters, hit it in. Dink's got 6.
And those guys just kind of seem to go together, don't they, Jeff? You mentioned they're both on the floor. The Pirates usually don't have much problem scoring points. They came in together last year as junior college transfers, and although they're only in their second year of Division I basketball, they are doing a fine job for Joe Dooley.
Yeah, they play very well together, and Dink is a very good passer for a big guy. Now Liberty looks to take and regain the lead here. They trail by 1, 14-13. Always try and probe the perimeter here. Jackson, good penetration. There's the look, good shot, but missed by Nick Wright, and Dink gets the rebound.
Against a team like Liberty that is going to try to shoot from outside, too, you really got to have the Pirates being in the zone. And a nice job by Alico Dunk. The Flames simply did not turn around on defense, and that'll kill you.
Pirates kind of lulled them to sleep by walking the ball up, and then all of a sudden on that possession, Alico jets to the basket and gets the layup, and the Pirates have a 16-13 lead. Inside, Alico has to reach and foul. And the foul will go against Dunk, and Adam Hopkins fouled, not in the act of shooting, and Dink Peters gathers the guys around him. And East Carolina will get a substitution into the ball game as Stephen Branch comes back in. We've also got a timeout called with 9 minutes and 27 seconds to play. We're in the first half, and the Pirates lead by 3. We're coming right back. Welcome back to Williams Arena, Minges Coliseum. Along with Trey Jones, I'm Jeff Charles. And Trey, this was an explosive move by Alico.
Yeah, in transition, Alico Dunk off a miss by the Flames really caught Liberty just simply not turning around on defense. And Alico, even for his size, is a very athletic player and really can get up. We mentioned before, a former SEC player, of course, started his career at the University of Tennessee before transferring back closer to home. Played at Aiden Grifton High School. Was also a pretty fine quarterback, I understand, there on the football team.
Outstanding high school quarterback. Alico probably could have played both sports in college in the right situation. Liberty inbounds the basketball now, and the Flames, who trail by 3, look to cut into that lead.
Change up for the Pirates on defense there now in a man-to-man. And we're in that 2-3 zone for about 6 minutes there.
Sorensen gets the ball to Larry Jackson, and they like to have the ball in Larry Jackson's hands. He's the leading scorer for Liberty at 13 points per ball game. Here's Sorensen with it now. Sorensen cut off on the baseline. Here's Reed shooting the 3 from the outside. Wouldn't go. Day tries for it. It goes to the baseline. It goes out of bounds. And it'll be East Carolina basketball.
Well, they're not getting a lot of the shots to fall, Jeff, but I'm impressed with what you mentioned in the open about the how deliberate Liberty is on offense. Randy Dutton's team really does work pretty hard to get the open shot, and Reed had the good look there and came off 2 picks to find the open court to get the shot off. He just wasn't able to hit it.
They run the motion offense somewhat like Campbell does. Maybe not quite the disciplined style of Campbell, but they do run that kind of offense, and they're very patient, very deliberate. They come in here averaging only 62 points a game. That's not very much in today's college basketball. Here's Raphael Edwards going to the baseline. A shot, no good. The tip by O is good. Nobody boxed him out, and Meadows made him pay for it.
Well, when your shooting guard is inside for offensive tip-ins like that, that's nothing but gravy right there, because you never really expect that or plan for that.
Pirates now lead by 5, 18-13. Liberty looks to attack. Pirates have done a good job, Trey, in changing defenses in this ball game. We talked about Liberty wanted to do that. Pirates have done that here in this first half.
Well, and keep Liberty guessing, and if they're going to run the motion offense, give them different looks on defense and never really let them get into much of a rhythm. And what do we get there, a 3-second call?
Got a foul, I believe, called on Liberty, yes. And the Pirates will take over possession of the basketball, and Dunk will bring it up.
You notice, too, the Pirates, when they were in that, they're in that